All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today, Mr. Isaacs?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, I'm well. I
Good.
slept last night, which is nice.
That's really nice.
We
Sleep is good.
are we're streaming again on Mr. Isaac's Twitch channel and on the Inside Participate channel. Be sure to follow both of those channels if you're not already. Lots of cool stuff coming tonight. This
Oh, what's
afternoon, I
happening
should
tonight,
say.
Mike?
This afternoon, the Gone Home game study at 3:00. Be sure to be there. It's going to be pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah,
We're going to play some Gone Home again. And this time we have one of the code lead developers of the game is going to join us on the stream.
that's awesome. If you could, Mike, maybe drop the link somewhere, in the chat today to the Gone Home game study on the Participate platform, because I think remember the whole idea is that we're playing once a week, but we're really engaging in a game study where we're diving deep into the analyzing and looking at the game and building community around the game and talking about how it could be used and how it is used in the classroom by amazing people like Paul Narvasi and Jonathan Spike and others. So let's drive some people over there so we can keep that conversation going. And also, I guess for people who are interested and didn't start yet, last week Mike played the first about hour of the game. And so that's about where we are, although people end up in different places sort of in the game at different times, so you won't have the same exact experience. But if you're looking to play before this afternoon, dive in, play for about half hour, and there we go.
I would like to congratulate Mark Otter for finding the key. It did take him quite a bit longer than it probably should have. He's probably watching right now, so I wanted to give him a shout out. His excuse was he was playing outside, and so the sunlight was blocking his vision, deflecting into the screen and whatever. Good morning, Brad. Thanks for joining.
I believe Noah Geisel also said it took him about 20 minutes to find the key. I played it before, and I don't remember how long it took, but of course, watching you play made it a little easier to find the key.
It's funny, getting in the front door is a struggle.
Right. Yeah. So
very, very good. So Gone Home game study. It will come up in the chat. So especially if you're watching, this is where watching on Inside Participate is actually kind of cool because we have some kind of automated chat kind of functionality in there. And one of the auto chat kind of things. Oh, look at the glass. That's a very, very cool coffee cup. I like it. I actually don't have one of those.
I really like it.
I am though wearing my fleece because I love this sweater.
I love that fleece too.
I would wear this sweater all day, every day if my wife would let me. So yes, Gone Home game study 3:00. And you know what? I won't lie. I'm so excited to play Satisfactory tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
I almost think we should play it tomorrow morning too.
Well, I think we actually have a guest tomorrow morning. We're talking with one of the developers of CoderZ, and that's a platform where you can do robotics, and it's a virtual robotic environment. And they're also kind of angling and leaning into esports with robotics type, which is kind of interesting because if you think about it, robotics competitions kind of, in a sense, preceded, at least educationally, esports, yet with the same competitive kind of spirit, and they're kind of looking at that as well. So it'd be interesting to see Ido from CoderZ tomorrow and all that. So we have a lot of cool stuff, and I think I'm going to drop a little teaser in here. But I think
I'm dropping a teaser too. Look at us. Hashtag marketing.
I think on Monday because I was fortunate enough. I'm sorry that you weren't, Mike, but I was fortunate enough to get a key for the Minecraft Dungeons beta. So I'm going to play, I think, on Monday, and Mike's going to watch, and there might be a little drool dripping down the side of his cheek, but he will get to experience it, and he'll get to laugh at me a little because there will be points where
you're going to die.
I'll die. Guys, I'm dying. And I keep dying in Satisfactory, which is unfortunate.
And very rare. Like, just
not for me. Not for
you
me.
shouldn't die when you're building an assembly line, but somehow you make it happen.
I do. I don't know. I think it's because I venture out and then I don't know what happens. Like, because I'm at this perpetual thing. I got to find more berries to eat for the health because I always only have like 3 bars of health. So whenever I start fighting those things that you probably are better at killing than me, I just kind of die. And it pisses me off because it often happens when I'm in weird places where going back and getting the crate is hard. So I have to almost like just recreate everything. But that's
awesome.
That's another story.
So Minecraft Dungeons Monday afternoon. Hey, did you know, and I don't know if you have a computer that can do this, but my new one can. Did you know that ray tracing for the Windows 10 comes out today?
No way, because my laptop has ray tracing and I've been dying for that. So is that going to be sort of automatic, or do you have to like kind of...
You have to be in the beta program. So you have to be in the Minecraft beta program. So I can actually tell you, total low-key flex. I can tell you how to do this. So if you install the Xbox Hub on Windows Store, that's where you can enroll in beta programs for gaming, for Microsoft games, and then you just enroll in the Minecraft beta, and then at 1:00 this afternoon, an option will come up in that hub for you to participate in the RTX beta, and then your Minecraft will download a new client.
Whoa! Really?
And you will download the RTX client. And I am so like, you've seen some of my screenshots. Like, I love installing shaders in Minecraft Java, and so I'm so excited that I can play. Like, the only reason generally that I've played Minecraft Java Edition is shaders. Like, I don't use a lot of other mods. And I don't necessarily need a private server like you would do if you had a mods. Like, Realms works perfectly fine for me. For my purposes, generally I only play with like 2 or 3 people, or have a server just for me. But I really love shaders. So I am so excited to play the RTX Minecraft today.
So it's going to be a different client, meaning, but it'll be the same version. Like you'll still be playing.
It's the Minecraft beta Bedrock client, yeah.
Which means that now, would you have that installed in addition to the regular, or instead of? Because I think sometimes when you end up going into the beta, then it conflicts with things where you might not be able to play, multiplayer in the same way, or maybe not.
So let me actually open it up and look. Let's answer this question.
Well, you check that out.
Have some time. Steve is going to get started. While I'm checking this out, let's talk about what we're doing today. We are playing around with CoSpaces. So CoSpaces is a VR kind of creation platform, AR creation platform that allows you to build really neat environments for you to interact with in VR. It looks like it overwrites the main Bedrock client. To me, which, and I'm not sure how to get out of switch between
we'll figure that out.
Beta and beta. I don't care. I want ray tracing.
No, me too. So although it's funny because for me, I'll have ray tracing on one computer and not on the other, so I'll be all right. So anyway, so CoSpaces. So one of the things, and I'll share a little context. I've been involved in research on VR in the classroom for about now it's probably 5 years with Foundry 10, which is a research organization based in Seattle that researches non-traditional approaches to learning, which I'm a big fan of. So one of their studies, which is probably got to be the biggest study ever out there in education in VR, is on using VR in the classroom. And the way they pitched it, which I love, is when we applied as educators to be part of their program, we kind of pitched what we wanted to do with AR, VR, and how we wanted to, sort of push the limits and see how we could use it in education. So myself and some others focus on content creation, because that's my jam. Is creating content. I teach game design, And so it was only made sense for VR and AR to take the same approach and figure out how I could get kids developing content for this new, media, new form of technology, that was emerging. So I've dabbled in a lot of things. There's like Unity, and I have some kids that have used Unity. It's neat that Minecraft has a VR version, so that and it's actually really tied in with Bedrock, so I could have kids creating experiences in Minecraft with partners and testing
you're
it
gonna
in
be able
VR.
to play Minecraft in VR with
Ooh. So there's all that. But then there's the whole thing with me also, where I want like a kind of entry point for all of these things, right? So while Minecraft serves as that, CoSpaces beautifully serves as an entry point for AR and VR content creation, because it's such an intuitive tool to use, which I will show you in a minute. And the cool thing too is it integrates beautifully with the Oculus Go, or for that matter, any Google Cardboard type situation, because the CoSpaces app on the phone syncs immediately when you're logged in with what you're doing on the computer. So it allows you to so quickly prototype or do something on the computer and then immediately experience it in VR. And then what I think maybe even made me more excited than that was when there was this whole merge cube craze, right? Dave Hennel says that they started CoSpaces in school with the middle level. That's what I am. I'm 7th through high school, but it's my 7th and 8th graders that is more of a focus. But the merge cube, which also eluded me as to how am I going to get kids creating content for this, CoSpaces built an add-on that is so easy to use that, and I'll show you in a few minutes, you'll see me with my phone and whatever, and we'll have some cool AR experiences happening in no time. So that's where it's at, right? So easy content creation, but then also CoSpaces, brilliant, and a couple of other things on their behalf. One is they've made CoSpaces Pro free during this whole COVID situation. So that's great, especially because the thing is, even if you don't have a merge cube or a headset, you can still create content and explore it in like a 3D environment. Feels almost like Roblox. But if you do have either a merge cube that you could order online while you're stuck at home, or an Oculus Go, or a Google Cardboard, you're totally set up. So anyway, and hello Gumby, and hello G-Ronder.
And merge cubes are pretty accessible too. Like you can buy a merge cube on Amazon. You can buy a merge cube almost anywhere, and they're fairly inexpensive and so much fun. And so this is one of those applications that's so cool. There it is. Steve will show you. I don't have mine. I normally used to have mine like literally right above me here, but it's not here right now.
Good morning, Mark. Dear Under asked, what does the merge cube do? And I wish, I'm sad that we're not in school right now, because Dear Under is one of my students, and I would be able to just right away hand you one of these and let you start playing. It's each of these faces is like a trigger point for augmented reality, right? So when you're using an application that is already built for it, like let's say the solar system, I would take my phone, I would be looking at the merge cube, which I'll show you later. And then in the merge cube, I would see, poof, the solar system or whatever. And then I could also do crazy stuff like place it in the real world and stuff. I could pull builds out of Minecraft with the 3D export tool in Minecraft Education Edition with the structure block. And I could then place that in a program and then view it on the merge cube. So amazing stuff, and you'll see it shortly, I promise. So good question. So anyway, and I think at Amazon, probably $15 at most. The great story about the merge cube also was that they became an ed tech company completely by a fortunate accident. So what happened, and I just love this, they must have had, they were going for a commercial product that you would buy and use at home, and it makes sense because it's a great product. They were selling them, I think, through Walmart, and maybe they weren't moving off the shelves, and Walmart decided across the board to blow these out at $1 each. So Leslie Fisher, who's like an influencer on Twitter and stuff, she put out a tweet that said, "Oh my gosh, merge cubes are on clearance for $1. You got to get one and try it." Educators, more than any other group of people in the world, flocked. It was an exodus to Walmart, where these things, people were filling their shopping carts with them. I had a friend who was going. I said, "Oh, can you pick me up 10? I'll pay you back $10." Boom, and I had 10 of them for my classroom. But people were buying tons and tons of them. So then Merge realized they had this ed tech potential, and they became like the star of the ed tech universe. And you would go to conferences and their booth would be the hit. They'd have a line all the way through the conference floor because they tended to give these out away to free to educators at the conferences. I mean, insane stuff. And Gumby asks, can't you also download and print patterns? Yes, you can totally make your own cube. People have done amazing things too. Like they've created larger cubes. So now what you're doing is you're seeing your experience bigger because it's in this big cube. Some crazy people out there have taken to the idea. I don't know if they'd actually done it or talked about it, but they've decided to paint the walls in their room like these. So now you've got a room that's a merge cube, and you're in your room.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
In fact.
Isn't that awesome? So,
or like a table. Imagine a what you could go to IKEA and buy a white square table, like 4 foot by 4 foot table for maybe $20 because IKEA tables are cheap. Paint one of the triggers, the merge cube triggers on the table, and you now have a VR table.
AR
table in your classroom. Yes. Holy crap. That would be unbelievable. So much fun. Sure. The things you could do with CoSpaces in AR on Merge Cube and then creating a table for your classroom. You could have your whole class stand around a 4 foot by 4 foot example of something in AR, all holding iPads together.
Crazy.
Oh my God. What an idea that is. I don't know how they're not making them. I don't know how Merge, if you're watching right now, you need to make a Merge table.
Yes.
Now.
Because people are doing it tomorrow. We'll give them until tomorrow. But you're right. I would buy one. And how cool.
You could take that pattern. So paint the table black or buy a black table. Brad's asking how precise. So let's actually solve this. I wonder that
too, actually.
I feel like I know what you could do. Take that pattern, scan it, and then blow it up, clean it up in Photoshop, and then print it on a
large format
on a large format printer, and now you have the exact pattern.
That's what you would want to do, I think. I think painting it yourself would be a little tricky, but people are doing crazy stuff. So, but I love your idea of Merge just coming out with a big table, for your classroom. All right, now, gosh.
Oh, I got all the ideas. You could project it onto the table. You could totally project it onto. I've done this before with
project the
image onto the table and trace it with like a pencil. Trace it with a pencil and then paint in the tracing.
Yeah, or I mean, if you only wanted to use one side of the cube, you could just project that side on a large wall with your
projector. Because you only really need one of the triggers.
So now what we need 6 projectors in our classroom, and face each one at a different part of the room.
So, you get the Merge Cube for $1. Yeah, but you have to buy $2,000 worth of projectors.
At least. Yeah, I think we can do it. So now a couple things. The chat is lively today, which makes me very happy.
Funny.
So Gumby says grabbed a class set of the Minecraft handbook. I don't know what you mean by is it a Minecraft and Merge kind of thing? I'm not sure about that. The Knight asked a question about you do not need any kind of headset. So that's the beauty of AR, right? I have this cube, $10, $15. I have a phone. Boom, I'm ready to go. Okay, and it's they call it like a hologram in your hands. It's funny. I didn't know we were going into a whole thing about Merge Cube, but I guess whenever you pull one of these out, what a conversation starter, huh? So let's see what else we got here, and then maybe we should even show how to use CoSpaces and stuff.
Do you have the Merge Cube add-on for CoSpaces?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, I would. Yeah, that would have been, what a downer that would have been if I said
it
exists, but no. And actually, you all have it now through COVID because it is part of the Pro edition. It's built in, but you need Pro, but you've got that through COVID.
Nice.
So Quiver and Quiver EDU are great. Okay, we'll look at those. Forget it. Spin wheel land on certain. We've got great ideas. We should become the Merge Cube think tank. So Knight says, I have a VR headset, but is one that uses a phone. So yes, you can use that with the VR part that I'm going to show you in a minute, again, with the CoSpaces app. So I'll tell you what, everybody, while we're still talking and I'm about to get into things, download CoSpaces EDU, the app for your phone. If you have an Oculus Go, it's an app for this, but really the Oculus Go is really not much more than the Google Cardboard idea, except that the technology or like the phone type thing is built in. Okay, so let's have at it. How about? So I go. Oh, and here's a funny thing too.
Just for the record, I am totally gonna figure out how to turn my living room table this afternoon into a Merge Cube surface. It's happening. I'm going to make it happen first.
Think how much fun your kids will have with that too.
And then imagine like that's because that solar system example that Merge has is beautiful. Like they've really designed it well. Like the sun burns super nicely. It looks really great. The animations and the design. I'm like imagine that like this big table. It'll be amazing.
I can't wait to see it. Oh my gosh. Then Hennel says, then have an Ozobot travel the lines. Talk about app smashing now, right? So now we have while we have these lines, we might as well tell our robot to travel around on them. Absolutely.
Might as well.
Okay. So now, of course, also just to kind of, let's see, I can use my phone VR headset with it and use it with my Merge Cube. Absolutely. So you can do everything I show you today, G-Ronder, is going to be, you'll have, if you buy a Merge Cube, you'll be able to do both. So the stuff I show you first with VR creation is one thing, and then the Merge Cube, and that uses the headset. And then I'll show you, don't worry, hang tight. And then just to show you a little thing too. So I'm like, as I open my email this morning, this is the first thing that shows up. Student learning continues in CoSpaces EDU. So like I had said, schools may be closed, but education continues online, and CoSpaces EDU is here to help and provide your students with amazing distance learning experiences. They have a whole set of resources that are specifically coming out now and see this, Pro access for closed schools. Get free access to CoSpaces EDU during the period of your school's closing. Oh, and look at this. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have so much fun. So anyway, so CoSpaces, cool. So now when I go into CoSpaces, the first thing it asks me when I'm logged in is, you can create an account as a student or a teacher account. Once you're in your account and you're gonna try to choose the type of CoSpace, you're either choosing an AR VR experience or specifically the Merge Cube experience, okay? We've been talking so much about the Merge Cube. Maybe I'll start with that. Let me just make sure my CoSpaces app is updated in case it needs to be while I start playing around so that we don't have that horrible lag when I'm all of a sudden ready to show it and get all excited. CoSpaces, let's see, sign in. Should have done this earlier, I apologize. Let's see, hopefully I have this all set up right. Oh man. Abracadabra. Phew. Oh, that didn't exactly work. Oh, yes, it did. Okay, so now I'm logged in on my phone also. So this is good news. So as I start to do stuff, I will see my creations show up immediately, which I just love. So let's play with the Merge Cube first. So I go to the Merge Cube add-on, and it's creating, look at that. It looks kind of like a Merge Cube, right? So there it is. Now, there it is. So I can, right now, I can view the inside of the cube, okay? So anything I do now is gonna happen on the inside. Now, as you start using some of these like 3D tools and stuff, they start to all seem very familiar. To pan around, I click and drag. I think I can, no, maybe not. Oh yeah, well, I can zoom in and out. and stuff. Okay, so here we go. That's the inside of the cube. Now, if I want to view the outside, there's the outside. So I can either play around with putting stuff inside the cube, which is what I like to start with because I think it kind of is cool. So there you go, right? So now I can go to environment and I can, whoops. Actually, I'm going to go to my library instead. So I'm going to choose a person, let's say, that we're going to put in our little world. I can place her. I can resize. Okay. I can rotate her many different ways, apparently. Okay. So there we have it. So now here's my friend, and she is in the merge cube, stuck inside. She's quarantined in the merge cube. I can code said person, and they have something called CoBlocks, which is like we've all see. This is what I love too about these streams we've been doing. Is if you've been watching a lot of them, you start to see the carryover. And like we did a session on Scratch the other day. This is going to look very much like Scratch in a minute. Now, the interesting thing to note: any object that you actually want to code in CoSpaces, you have to tell it to allow you to code it. And I think they do that to make it less cluttered, because when you have a lot of things in the environment and you only want to code some of them, it makes it easier. So there we go. So now I've got my friend here, and I want to code now. So I'm going to, and I could do it in scripting or CoBlocks. We'll go with CoBlocks. So when play is clicked, let's say I want my regular woman number 2 to say, "Good morning, stream." Okay. So there, real simple, real simple. So when I hit play and this is started, she says, "Good morning, stream." Okay, that's all cool. Great. Now, I do believe, and let me see if I'm right with how fast this happens. Okay, here I believe this was called CoSpaces 21. It already shows up in here. Let's see if this works. So I'm loading it. Now I got to see how I can best. Okay, ready? Alrighty, let's see. Now I'm gonna go back to look at the stream for a minute so I can see what I'm seeing. If you could go back to us, there we go. So now let's see, ready? I gotta make sure I'm facing the right way so we can see friend in merge cube. Do you see her on my phone?
Whoops. Oh, there she is, sort of. Yeah, there it is, upside down.
Whoop. She's there. She is.
There she is.
She's what she's saying. Can you read it? Probably not. But anyway, you get the idea. She's in the cube.
In the cube.
She's in the cube. She's in the cube. So if I was looking at this, I'm like, oh my God, there she is in the cube. So I'm looking, just so you understand my perspective, I'm looking through the phone at the cube, and there's a lady in there saying "Good morning, stream." Okay. See it? Very cool. All right. So that's kind of how that part works, right? Now, we can do a whole lot more. We can, let's see, when we go to the view outside, maybe we want to, and I know that I can, let's see, with the faces. Oh, okay, watch this. I'm going to change the outside of the cube to be bricks, okay? So now this should also, this is what I love too, it's crazy. If I'm right, oh, look at that, it automatically, it's already there. I just think that's cool. So where's cube? There's my, do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it looks pretty brickish, right? And I wonder how I can get inside it at this point, now that I think of it. I guess I'd have to be, maybe the scene would have to indicate that I'm looking inside. Because if I go to view inside now, and there are, and well, yeah, there it is. That's crazy. Now, friend is in cube, in brick cube. Okay? Get the idea?
Yeah.
So that's real simple stuff, right? So I can do all sorts of things. I can play around with the camera. What are all these things? Crazy stuff. I could put building materials in there. Again, from a content creation standpoint, I love that I can have kids, build whatever they would like. I could rotate her. Okay. Now I'm making you do your production today, huh, Mike? When we go back and forth between merge. All right. So all sorts of crazy stuff we could do, right? We could, let's say we go back to the outside and we want to put we definitely need a sleigh, right? I heard Christmas is going to get canceled due to COVID this year.
That's not good.
No. That was a bad joke. We promise.
Morning, Miss Lee. Morning, Mr. Drezik.
So I could now code. Let's see. Let's make it bigger. Okay. We're going to code the sled to land on the. Maybe we should do it too what do we want to do? We want to do an action. We want to, let's say, look at all these things. I want to have it move when, how about this? When sleigh is, repeat, transform, move, when sleigh is hovered, or we could probably say clicked also, move sleigh 5 meters forward, okay? So now at least when I do this, right, I hit play and there goes my sleigh when I'm hovering it, okay? And it's gonna keep doing it, all right? So now, once again, I can, let's see, CoSpaces, back. Oh, I don't see my sleigh yet. Oh, here we go. Yep, there's a sleigh. Okay, wait, ready? So we're gonna play this now. Now the thing is, I believe, let's see what happens here. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. Where's my sleigh? Uh-oh, I don't see the sleigh. Here's sleigh. Where are you, sleigh? Should be up there somewhere. Let's see, maybe not. There's that little thing I put inside. Let's see, why is this, oh, you know what? Actually, let's see. Whoops. Let's see here, let's put the sleigh on top to make sure first that we see it where we're supposed to see it. And if you notice again, like as we start using all these different tools, I love how, like I have had a hard time in my techie life with 3D modeling and stuff, but finally I'm starting to understand that all of these tools use the same, rotate, resize, move, with the arrows and stuff. So I like when things start to make sense from application to application. All right, now let's see this. Let's see our sleigh. Okay, so now let's see if it works. Wow, it's so weird. Oh, there's the sleigh. It really does depend which way I'm looking, which is odd because, let's see. Nope. Nope. I think it should be here. Where is the sleigh?
Try double clicking on the sleigh and click attach.
Well, do what?
Double click on the sleigh and click attach.
Okay. You think now it attached it to the brick?
I don't know.
It's funny because it shows up in my. I'm thinking like that's so weird.
Drezik is teaching us.
What does he say?
Drezik should be in the stream.
Yeah, come on in, Drezik. But oh, there it is. Wait, see, it's so weird. Why is it? It's like, there we go. Oh, you know what's happening? Here's what's happening. Watch this. Oh, it's flying away.
You got to point your phone at the camera, my friend.
Okay, so you see it now?
Yeah.
But watch. So now, when I click on the sleigh, it does start hovering. It starts moving. So it's moving across my room.
Moving away.
Yeah, because what was happening is, see, there's a little circle on the screen.
Yeah.
And that circle is like my mouse. So I'm pointing it at the thing. So that's what was going on there. So okay, so got it. So let's take a look at anything going on in the, whoops, I don't want to do that to you. Anything going on in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, yep, they're just
Santa's immune.
They were saying, giving you advice.
Coding and CoSpaces is great. What is the link so we can have her in R-Cube too? Great question. So if I share this, okay, right now it's private. Let's see. So I can share it as unlisted, or I could publish it to my gallery. I'll just share it as unlisted. Now, let's see, the share unlisted. I should get a code. Let's see, share. And here's the share link. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, there's the QR code. If you're looking right now, do me a favor, somebody try to take a shot of the QR code and see if you get it right from there.
I can make that bigger a little bit.
In theory, it should work. But if not, we can paste that into the chat. Did it work, anybody? And I'm going to, let me go into the chat, and watch it, just type it in right here. So it looks like it's HTTP. Look, there you are. All right, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that. Oh, it worked. Awesome. Cool. So there you have it. So that's how easy it is to share stuff, right? And you can set up student class galleries, student galleries, all of that kind of stuff, which is great. And actually, on that note, when I have a class set up, this is what, so I'll explain a little bit about how we've been using it. Also, if I go to home, okay, and I go to here, so I've been working on a project with Games for Change and Verizon, where we've been running VR and AR, XR hackathons at some of the Verizon innovation schools, and really focusing on working with kids in some underserved communities in exposing, them to AR and VR, but also having them come up with some interesting ideas. So what they have been doing at our hackathons, and these would be the responses that kids came up with. We had a number of different challenges for what would be possible with 5G technology in the areas of like entertainment, food production, retail, and some other areas. And kids at the hackathons were coming up with their own responses to these. So, and this would take place in a full day hackathon in these different areas. So this was one that came out of our Pittsburgh hackathon. I didn't realize how long it would take to load one of these. That's interesting. I wonder if I don't even know which one this is really, but here we go. So this was one about the shopping and stuff. So this is what you would see. This is like a VR one. So time for shopping. So this is what they created. Okay. And these were all prototypes that they came up with. Oops, so there we go. There's something with the books. So the books are now coming to you, so you can find out more about the books and such. Okay, so this was like sort of a prototype for what shopping in a virtual environment might be like in the future with 5G technology and stuff. Okay, and this was all done in CoSpaces. Now, this one is a VR experience. So and also, let's see if this is all set up right. So I put on my headset. Oops. And linked to my same CoSpaces account, I can now navigate around. I can go to this exact world and navigate around in the headset. So this is what you could do if you have a Google Cardboard or whatnot, and you're attached to the app. Okay, you get that?
Very
so
cool.
Let's see here. Hello, Ms. Lee. So let's see here. So we have a nice crowd here of people. All it's definitely. What did Scheffler say? Got to go explain one of my. Oh, how to plug in Ethernet cable. That's funny. That is funny.
I am absolutely trying to
Cinnamon
figure out how to
eagle.
make my merge cube larger, by the way, as you can
Let's
see.
see. So where did you pull that off of?
I got the printable. I was able to isolate one of the sides. I've been able to get it to the size of a page
Neat.
ish. I just need to make it much larger and then figure out how to
Yeah,
print it.
that is cool.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's cool. So, and what's interesting about this too is there's been a lot of talk like, well, isn't this violating like copyright and stuff? Merge has been. Now, where did you get the printable? Did you get it from the Merge site?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
there it is, paper cubes.
So how cool is that? I mean, they sell the cubes, and yet they're pretty much, in a sense, giving you license to print them for free, right? And a lot of the apps are free and stuff and whatnot. I'm talking specifically about CoSpaces today. So everything we're doing today, you would do through CoSpaces, but they have a whole Merge platform, like an app that sort of integrates a lot of different. I think it's called Merge Explorer, that lets you do a lot of the other use a lot of the other apps sort of integrated with each other. So let's go back here, and I'm going to go to new. This is my area. So I'm going to create a CoSpace. This time I'm going to create an AR/VR CoSpace. Now this is cool too. If you have a 360 camera, you could do a 360 image and have that be your environment in there, which I do have. I just don't think I have a 360 picture. Very handy. So I'm going to go in here. Now I'm going to create an environment where I have a bunch of choices for, should we go to the moon today? So now we are on the moon-ish. Okay, is that the moon? Looks moon-like, right? So now similarly, I can go to the library. Now, one of the things I like doing in the VR environment is doing some of my own building. So if I go to building and I decide, let's start using some existing things, right? Like I'm going to take this cube and I want to make, like, let's say my own. I'm big into, like, I teach game design, so I often think of things in terms of like mazes and stuff. So maybe I'm going to make a maze that the player would walk through. Okay, so there's one. And I could also duplicate these. Okay, and then if I go to the right tool, the second one, so now I'm starting to construct something myself. One of the intro activity we do with the kids in the hackathons is that they build their dream hangout space or dream, which is interesting because if you know, we're doing that COVID-19 Minecraft build challenges. I would say that if anybody wanted to do theirs in CoSpaces and submit their video to the Minecraft, challenges for some of the other, we've been allowing people to use other tools than Minecraft, like for the Rube Goldberg assignment, a lot of people are using Fortnite Creative and stuff, but this could work well for either a 3D slash, virtual Rube Goldberg or the Dreamhouse project as well. I could also duplicate, this and then decide I'm gonna now rotate it. And that's kind of cool to create different rooms, like, you get the idea. And now this, let's say if I play it, I can navigate around. It's like my own little virtual reality world. And again, I can do this in non-VR and just enjoy exploring a 3D space, you know what I mean? Or I can do it, with the headset on and really experience the VR aspect. Okay. And I could put some text in here. We're big into narrative storytelling. Let's see, why is this? I wonder with the text if I'm really bringing in text or. It's funny. Oh, there we go. Oh, I think you can even bring in video, but like, so let's say I type in here. Oh boy, what happened there? I thought I was editing the text. Let's see, ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Text. Hey, welcome to the moon. Isn't that nice? Now I can also, of course, bring this up. Whoops. Oops. And now in my VR environment, I probably can move way back here. Slow, it's going slow because the text is so big. Okay. So you get the idea of all the crazy stuff that you can do. Like I said, you could bring video, audio, you could bring your own voice in and stuff. And again, like it's so seamless to go between CoSpaces, the Merge Cube, and the VR headset. The only thing that it doesn't allow for currently, and if we can go back to us talking for a minute, sorry about my million screens thing. You know, because of the Oculus Go is perfect for it because of the way that it was designed. It doesn't work currently on like the Oculus Quest or what have you. I was hoping they were gonna create something for that. It has something to do with the Oculus Quest is 6 degrees of freedom, where this is maybe 3 degrees of freedom. That terminology kind of is still a little bit like confusing to me, but it has something to do with the way that you're, you know, how you're able to interact with the world. So there's that. CoSpaces has great physics engine for Rube Goldberg machines. Well, I would love, and in fact, I'm going to throw that out to my students because one of our projects.
Speaking his secret language.
What's that?
I said that Mr. Nuso is speaking your language.
Oh yes, absolutely. So my kids create Rube Goldberg machines as a project in either Minecraft or Fortnite Creative, and part of the reason for that, it's a great science activity, but I also do it because in game design, automation is so important. So once they start dabbling with creating a Rube Goldberg machine, they're really digging into some of the automated type features, and that would be the same with this, which would lend well to then also creating a game afterwards. But yeah, I'll definitely start to throw this out as an option, CoSpaces for the Rube Goldberg machine. And one of our COVID challenges is a Rube Goldberg machine. One is building your dream home. One is building, which also lends well to this, the healthcare facility of the future, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, CoSpaces just lends so well to all of these content creation, you know, sort of ideas. Wait, you can use it on the Quest if you open the browser and navigate to the website and log in. Interesting, Mr. Nuso. Thank you. I'm going to try that. I didn't even think of that. So then you're just using the web-based environment like it's as if you're just playing it. Like, in other words, when I go here, this is the environment where I'm working, right? And then when I hit play, that's when I'm experiencing it. So I think what you're saying is that I can use the Quest using it completely web-based, just like this. Question, Mr. Nuso, would the controls from the Quest controller work to move you around, or would it be expecting keyboard and mouse? Although that's so interesting, because the eye tracking should do, oh God, you got me thinking now. That's going to be what I'm going to do right after the stream, I'm sure, is try that. They do. The controllers work just as, I guess it's kind of like having a game controller hooked up to your computer and it just working. Right. That's fantastic. So while we're at that, I'd love to hear, because it seems like we have some great people here that really should be in this screen. Oh, have you ever clicked the camera on that camera? It allows you to export your creations as a 360 image. What? Let's see. That's why I love having all of you here. Let's see. Click on the camera. Where are we? I'm going to start a new one just so I can see it easier. All right, let's see. So there's the camera. Now, camera. Say, oh my goodness, look at that. Save as a 360 image. That's wild. So, oh my goodness. So let's do something real quick here just to see that in action. So we're going to go back with my walls. And let's make sure we still see the camera. So I'm going to now duplicate and let's just say we go with this for a minute. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm going to go to camera, save a 360 image. And then it did, oh my goodness, let's see this. Now I wonder what I'd want to look at it in. All right, so there's a 360 image. Now that makes me think, if I go to Paint 3D.
Isn't there a 360 viewer, a 3D viewer in Windows 10? I wonder if you can just open it.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking the same thing with Paint 3D works kind of that way. Let's just see real quick. Browse files should be in my downloads, CoSpaces. Let's see. Now, that's interesting because this is in,
right.
You're thinking of the
there's literally, it's like if you just search, I believe if you just search 3D.
Yeah, 3D viewer. Let's see if that works.
Viewer.
Because that's similar to the Paint 3D, but let's see. All right, we're going to try this. Close that. There's a bug in 3D. Now let's see if our room works the same way. So it apparently doesn't like what it did it as a JPEG. I wonder if, Mike, am I doing something wrong with that? Because I did what was
so CoSpaces exports save 3D image. You can't define the file type though.
Well, it looks like it just saves it as a JPEG. But that makes me think, there's got to be a way to use that the way you're thinking, but maybe I'm just missing something. But I like the way I mean, I like the idea. I just have to play around with it a little bit. I
once made a you got to warn me when you do that.
Sorry.
I once made a I imported an army of Dash robots into CoSpaces, and then had them chasing a person, and then watched it in VR. It was pretty entertaining.
So now that's another good point, is that I believe that you can upload images.
Your own images,
yeah. So we can upload I mean, I have regular images here, but I have 3D objects somewhere. There we go. Let's see. Not exactly. So but yeah, you can. I mean, one of the things that brings us back to, you could very easily create things in Tinkercad and bring them in. I've played around with the Minecraft stuff. I continue to struggle with. Oh, here we go. 3D models, all files. Let's see. So I can upload a 3D model. Oh, I can do a web search also. That's interesting.
Yeah,
let's do
you can upload stuff. You can, yeah. That was easy.
Yeah, that was really good. All right, so there's a 3D Minecraft chicken.
It's always buried, back to Minecraft. Buried in your ground.
I know, I'm trying to. There we go. That's cool. that. Oh boy.
Oh, the things that could happen.
Yep. And that's interesting, because I still think I struggle with when I've tried to. Oops, sorry about that. When I've tried to bring in. Now we can make the creeper walk towards the chicken and stuff. We could code this. That's just so awesome. So we can code the creeper to move. When click played, actions, set creeper to say hi. That would be nice.
Kind of the opposite of what they normally do. So you can program them, but they look very clunky when they move around. Yeah.
Let's see. So I want to have him. How do I make him move? I think it should still be under actions, but control. No, I think it's under actions.
It's funny that you could probably make, like, if you if you focused on it enough, like if you had a really good attention to detail, you could import Minecraft blocks, individual block models, that are pretty easily accessible at this point, and then you could build a Minecraft environment that you could walk through in VR, by placing individual blocks until you built what you were looking to build. Oh, there he is.
He must have moved faster than I wanted him to, because I think I told him to move. But yeah, so you could, like, when I code him, go to code.
So you could definitely make a VR Minecraft experience.
Yeah, so maybe we could do when the creeper is clicked. Click. When creeper is clicked, move creeper forward 3. Okay. That's its forward, because that's the way it was imported, I guess, in. So it's doing a moon dance for us. But yeah, now the other thing is, so the challenge I keep running into with a lot of these products, I'm going to go I'm going to click StreamYard mic. So if you would like to put us in the view, that would be a good time to do that.
Look at your warning. That was good.
Was that a good warning?
Can you share the printout? Sure. Yep.
So that's right. Yeah, any of you at home, like D-Ron, definitely print one of those out and start playing around with it. So and any of the projects you have for the 7th grade cycle, if you want to do them in CoSpaces, I welcome you to do that. What was I going to say? Oh, the problem I always run into is I like to export things with the export tool from Minecraft, the structure block. But a lot of times when you then try to bring that into something like CoSpaces, it comes in without the textures and things. So I love that when we just did that 3D image search, we found Minecraft-like stuff. So you could create your own little Minecraft VR world, and you could have chickens walking around and stuff. So thank you, Dave Hennel. So anyway, we're wrapping up, but I hope you see the potential, which is pretty darn huge, in using Merge Cube and the VR tools in CoSpaces. And please take advantage of the fact that the Pro is free for these next few months, because it's an amazing tool. And a lot of you, if it's kids out there watching or teachers, start playing around with it and then go back to school and have a good reason to say, hey, we should really be using this with our kids to create content.
Absolutely. So before everyone goes, be sure to hit follow on the top of the screen there. I know a lot of people are watching that probably are not following Inside Participate. So click the button on the top of the screen. There's a little heart. Click on that to make sure you're following us. You'll get a notification when we go live. Gone Home Game Study, 3 o'clock. What's that? Coder Z tomorrow morning at 9, and let's play Satisfactory tomorrow afternoon to round off the day with some fun inventory and supply chain management gameplay. Always a good way to play on a Friday.
Fun is a funny word for that game, because a lot of times it feels like work, but it is fun.
It is a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have an awesome day. And we'll see you this afternoon.
Yeah, and if you could still share somehow that printout, a link to the printout, I think people are still looking for that. I don't know if that was an easy. Oh, you did? Okay, got it.
All over it.
Okay, cool.
Talk to you later, everybody.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Bye now.